get ready to see some tips and tricks that you've never seen before. I've been looking up some tip videos recently for inspiration and noticed most of them are kinda the same. Just build LOL, get high ground LOL, like and subscribe to OmniPie. I can keep going on, but I'm sure you've heard it all by now. That's why I made this video to give you guys some of the secret tips and tricks that people aren't talking about, so you have an edge on your enemy in Fortnite Battle Royale. My favorite tip is number 6, which has made moving through the map a breeze for me. I'm also doing a 2800 V-Bucks giveaway. All you have to do to enter is like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications for a chance of 2800 V-Bucks. Now, let's show you those secret tips. When the stink bomb first came out, I thought this would be super obvious. Epic Games gave us a bomb that does AoE damage and can ignore walls, unlike most of the other bombs in the game. So using it like a normal grenade by throwing it at the enemy and hoping it would just explode at their feet and killing them instantly doesn't really make sense. All they have to do is move out of it. I mean, sure, they'll take 10-20 damage or something, but that's not really the best use of Stink Bomb. And yet, that's pretty much all anyone has been using it for lately. What I suggest you do with these stinkers is pressure the enemy to the point where they have to box themselves into a 1-by-1. This happens in a lot of fights, and it's really hard to get through it. If you try to break down one of the walls of the box, the enemy will just turbo rebuild it again and you just be wasting bullets. That's where the stink bomb comes in. If you have one of these bad boys, just throw it at the bomb, edit their way out of the gas while taking your bullets.
Who are you?
Taking a lot of damage.
Hello?
So the next time you see an enemy in a box,
Who are
and
you?
got a stink bomb, don't be afraid to bust it out. That's where it really
You don't remember me?
Oh yeah, you're my friend.
shines. Sometimes you need to jump really far really quickly, and a bouncer trap against a wall on the first floor just doesn't cut it. You could build up 3 floors and then use a bouncer trap, but that'll cost you some precious time that might let the enemy run away, catch up to you, or maybe even the storm to knock you out. In cases like those, all you gotta do is drop a bouncer trap on the ground. Then look behind you and start building walls, and when you're up high enough, go ahead and place a bouncer trap on the wall to get you closer to where you need to go very quickly. Bouncer traps also comes in a pack of 3, so you can afford to do this every now and then. But it does cost 2 traps to do this, so be careful not to use it just to jump where there's no reason to. When it can get you a kill or help you survive though, then you know what to do. Another great way to use bouncer traps that pretty much no one seems to be using is to use it to build an almost instant 1-by-1, except it's actually just one side and a floor on top to stand on. To do this, you start off the same as last trick, by placing a bouncer trap on the floor, then build walls as you're jumping up and finish it by building a platform below you. In this clip, doing this helped me spot someone and gave me a very nice kill still. And I also kinda comboed this with the last tip because I did start off with a floor bouncer trap into a wall bouncer trap. So these 2 tips goes together very nicely to make you become the king of the skies. If you played a decent amount of Fortnite, then chances are you felt the pain of having to cross Loot Lake when the storm is about to catch up to you, or it's already on you, making that annoying storm sound that it always does, thinking it's being cute. The fastest possible way for you to get out of that is to cross Loot Lake. Oh god, I'm getting PTSD. Make it stop. When that's happening, you pretty much have to use your precious materials to make floors so you can run across to safety. Or do you? I actually only found this out recently. If I'd known sooner, I'd survive so much more games. But you can actually, instead of building floors, just build a ramp. I know, that sounds kind of weird because in Loot Lake, ramps tend to be just a stepping stone. But that's what you want. After you step on the stepping stone, you basically get 2 more normal jumps. So from there, you jump into the water once, then build another ramp ahead of you, jump onto that ramp, and you just repeat the process. I know, it's a bit hard to believe, so I'll give you a side-by-side comparison of the 2, and you can judge for yourself. If you use this trick to get you across Loot Lake, you'll be able to save a lot more materials that you really need, especially with all the nerf happening to it lately. Make sure you get high ground, it gives you a big advantage. Okay, next tip. Nah, I'm kidding. We all know how important high ground is in this game by now. Just watch any beginner guide and they'll tell you over and over again. What I want to show you is this great technique to build up really fast that I've actually never seen anyone even use before. But it's really good, and best of all, anyone could do it with just a little bit of practice. Alright, so check this out. First, you want to look straight down. Build a ramp, then jump to the higher end of the ramp. Jump turn around while building a floor into a ramp. And you just repeat the process. It might be a bit hard at first, but there's really not that much to it. It just do it pretty fast. I can get 2 levels above the enemy and then just start shooting them. It's pretty common knowledge that if you jump on a jump pad with the power of hop rocks being activated, you'll be able to jump way higher than you would on the jump pad without hop rocks. But hop rocks aren't available everywhere anymore, so this can be a bit hard to do, unless you have a bouncer trap, that is. But you can't just jump on top of the bouncer trap into the launch pad, or else the effect wears off when you hit the jump pad. The trick here is to build a 1x1 with the side next to the jump pad being an arch, like this, by editing a triangle at the bottom of the wall. Then you place a bouncer trap down and walk into it. The arch will push you down into the launch pad, and you're gonna go super high up into the sky, like Superman. This trick helped me win this game big time. I was able to get into the safe zone, fly across a huge mountain, spotted someone in a big base, invade them really fast, and destroy them for a nice gold scar and grenade launcher. I probably couldn't even get past.
Ooh, nice start, nice start.